Hi guys, you're welcome to another exciting vlog with Oluwa, and I'm a lawyer and business analyst based in Lagos, Nigeria. So if you're new here, please do well to subscribe to the channel. Just click that subscribe button right there. And if you're an OG, welcome back to the channel. So from the look, from what I look like, I look very serious and geeky. It's another tech series. And I have a guest that I will be speaking to, just like we do. We talk about everything tech, the money aspect, information that will be useful to somebody out there. Might just be you or somebody you know that would help them get into tech. So stay tuned. It promises to be exciting as usual, information packed. Subscribe, guys. Bye. Can I introduce yourself? Tell us what you do. Give us a little background. Basically, we just want to have like a peek into what your world and what you do on a daily basis.
Well, hi guys. My name is Kenny. I'm a backend developer. My journey into tech started in school. Actually, I'm a graduate of computer science from the prestigious University of Nigeria, Nsukka. And yeah, I kind of had a love for it for a while, and yeah, well, that's how I've been up until now.
Okay, so Kenny,
Yep.
tell us how you started backend, and was it love at first sight for you, or you are a genius
Uh,
born with it?
it wasn't love at first sight. I really did have a couple of experience with front end development. You know how the journey is for everybody who actually has done development. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, do a couple of WordPress sites, and then boom, you know where you're going to. So yes, mine actually started in school. I had a couple of friends, a friend in particular who was into development. He kind of put me through a couple of things. So having seen HTML, seen CSS, and a list of JavaScript, and got introduced to PHP, I somehow skipped the part of JavaScript because I thought that was I don't know what they do on front end, but yeah, that's not it for me.
They'll come for you.
I'm sure they would. So I moved to Python development, and now I'm a backend developer, strictly backend developer. Yeah.
So that's dating it back now. Can you pinpoint like how long in years, in numbers?
Okay. So for school, 8 years, and then 2 years. So probably around 10 years, if I may say.
Senior developer.
Come on, no.
Now I understand why they call you senior dev.
No.
If they don't be humble, it's fine.
We're great.
It's fine. So I like to ask, you don't have to give me like a certain figure or like a certain number. It could also be in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. What do you think the money is like, the cash? I like to keep it straight up 100 with my subscribers. What's the money like? Is it good?
Well, in Nigeria, it's not entirely great. Well, we manage obviously, and there are a couple of startups coming up now. With all of the money funding, so they're able to pay well something that is almost competitive with what they pay outside Nigeria. Well, outside Nigeria, it's actually for folks with experience, it's blood money. And coupled with what we have with our current currency, if you get just 3,000, you're probably going to be collecting more than 2 million in Nigeria currency. So yeah, outside Nigeria it makes sense. And I think the least I've seen for a backend developer actually outside Nigeria is about $3,000, and in Nigeria, I don't know if I've seen anything below 200 anyway. But yeah, but this is dependent on experience.
200 for somebody with your level, because I learned so.
So that folks will call it way more.
Yeah, because a little bit told me that you, for example, you earn Amroba salary.
And that's what everybody says now, depending on the rubber.
You don't like to deny somebody, a young person, an old person, because I personally believe that there's no limit to growth and development. So even an old person might be sitting down there and thinking, oh, how do I get into backend development? So I just pick up my laptop. I've searched all over, especially in Nigeria. Is there any place I can train that, from your wealth of experience, I'm sure by now you have a lot of information as regards that?
Okay, so first off, I think I would want to debunk the knowledge of school and scam. It's not. It's actually a great tool, especially if you're going to go into development, especially for folks in computer science. I don't know about any other department. So one of the things I think the problem with schooling in Nigeria is just exposure. Beyond exposure, this is just a lot of things we have. Some of the things we are taught in school are what we kind of apply now, but we didn't appreciate the value of those things in school because we didn't know what they were meant for. So yes, if you're in computer science, well, you pick up computer science, and if you're going to be going to the backend development, maybe focusing on one language. Say for me in particular, Python. W3 school is a great place to start. There are a couple of
So I said that again.
W3 schools.
I'll put that on screen.
Yeah, so
W3 school.
it's a very great place to start. Yeah, well, Udemy is just there. And there's Coursera as well. Actually, if you take, I know they have this bundle kind of training where they teach you different things. Then there are often documentations. You have to read a couple of all of those things. And best is join a community. They are very very helpful. It's best when you have interactions with people who are real than just sitting and then asking forums like Stack Overflow, for instance, and waiting for someone to give you an answer. There, if you have a community, if you have people who are around you, they
If they
can.
don't, how do they get or build or join a community?
Well, communities are almost everywhere. If there is no community, form your community now. Just send out numbers and then ask people to join a WhatsApp group. They'll invite one or two of them to come in. And of course, we know of the new tool that makes everybody's life almost easy, ChatGPT. It's there for us as well. So I think the resources are there. I think the only problem in all of this thing is dedication. A lot of people sitting down and wanting to go through the stress of, oh, your code will run in the morning and then in the afternoon you don't know what you wrote. Some code that runs on Monday, Friday, you don't understand anything that's happening in it. Yeah, so all of those things will come up, and oftentimes it is oftentimes discouraging. So I don't know. You probably want to look for what would be a motivator. If it's the goal, if it's the money, it's the money is a good motivator, and the life it is. So where we are going to, I think where the world is going to, globalization is going to be a lot of IT in it. So that should be a good motivator for anybody who's willing to delve into the space. Yeah.
So I think I hear you, and from what you're saying, I think you kind of, though you didn't say too much about it, but I think you kind of mentioned the fact that money shouldn't be the only motivator.
Yeah, sure, sure. So your motivation could be very many reasons. So one person's motivation could be the money. Another person's motivation to have an influence, to be a domain expert in the space of where the world is going through. So another person's motivation is just so that he can be able to pick up all the girls on the street. Because he's an IT guy, so they can call him Tech
Oh,
Bro.
that's a thing.
Tech Bro is a thing now. Come
Oh,
on.
yeah,
Don't
that
you
was
live,
a
don't
thing.
you
But
live
I
in
didn't
this
know that
Nigeria?
you guys it for girls too.
Not you guys.
On
Guys,
the right hand, so how many girls have this worked on?
after the show.
So the famous question. I personally want to hear your thoughts and your 2 cents about this. Whatever you say, I like to put out a disclaimer. Whatever he says is actually his opinion and not mine. And he's entitled to his opinion. I just like to ask you, and if you get dragged because of this, it's fine, guys. He's laughing
But
already.
yeah.
Between back end and front end, let's settle
Wow.
this score once and for all. Let's
Wow.
just end this conversation.
Wow.
What's the best?
Okay, sincerely, yeah, I would say there isn't any best per se as far you could do front end, you could do back end, but personally, I don't know what front end people are doing. But yeah, it's no. So of course, jokes aside, they do a lot of work as well. We really can't quantify what they do compared to it. There's back end work. We do good work. They do good work as well. Well, back end we do better jobs. Like we do all of the heavy lifting for them so that their life is easy. So just consume all of the things we've done. But yeah, anybody who is jumping into the space is free to learn whatever. So oftentimes the way you kind of decide if this is where you want to go to, if you have I hear they say a part of our brain is creative, the other is logical or something like that. Yeah. So if you know very well that
Yeah,
you're often creative, I think the best is front end for you because you would have to do a lot of designing and designing
yeah,
thingy.
true.
And then if you do more, I think it's logic. Yeah. So you do more logical thinking kind of thing. Backend is it for you. But if you're
Yeah,
not creative, don't go to front end. You're wasting your time. You're
I
going to
agree.
do too many of those. But yeah, I think backend is a place to be for almost everybody.
Oh, okay, okay. That makes a lot of sense. What's working in a team like for you? It's a typical team. consisting of
Oh,
BAs, PMs.
so I think once there's synergy amongst team members, everything is fine. If you have a boss that is too bossy, it becomes a problem for people.
Mm,
And when the boss is too bossy, he puts pressure on everybody, and each
mm,
person begins to, there's no connection between people again anymore because
mm,
everybody wants to deliver. So oftentimes, it's delivery at the expense of someone else,
mm.
even though sometimes it may not be so. But once you have a connection with your boss, with your team members, everything is fine. And I think I've been gracious. No, not gracious. I think I've been fortunate enough to have lovely people work with me. So yeah.
So finally, just admonish somebody there. You just that old person, young person, woman, man, anybody, just admonish them. Just someone that wants to be like Kenny one day. Just tell them anything that as it comes to your heart.
Okay. I think be good. Well, I really don't know. So if you're going to be focused, if you're going to grow in the space, you would need motivation, self-determination.
Mm,
Things outside wouldn't even be your greatest determinants. You need to be able to motivate yourself. If you're
mm,
waiting for one man or one woman outside to, or one guy or one girl to do it for you, you're wasting your time.
mm,
Because once they are out of the picture, everything begins to die within you. So yes,
mm,
self motivation is key to excel in the space. And I think you also want to be inquisitive as well. You want to know about why this works this way and why you should do this way.
mm,
Keep always be updated with trends
mm,
because everything is changing,
mm.
especially for front end guys. JavaScript framework always coming out almost every day. Good. But yes, it's and above all, I love God. Thank you.
Mm. Shay, I want to ask you a personal question.
Okay.
Do you see yourself doing this long term?
No. So
Why?
there's going to be
Okay.
a time when so my goal is not just to write code, and die writing code. No, of course. I have plans to run businesses. I
Mm,
have plans to manage, do things beyond just writing code. Yeah,
mm.
you do some stuff, managerial stuff. Not writing code all days of my life. But for
Business,
now,
yeah, business, please. Holla at your girl. I got you. Anything you need in every capacity. When
of
guys,
course, of
holla
course.
at your girl. So hi guys. If you've watched until this point, I must say you're a real G and you are one of the reasons why I do this. So like I always say, please ensure to share. Share to your loved ones. You never can tell who this information will be helpful for. And and for me personally, whilst Kenny was talking, I think I picked up a thing or two, and two, one of which is community. It's very important, not restricted to backend alone. Whatever area of field that you have, community is very key and very important. And keep growing, evolve always. From Oluwa Folumi, it's love and light, hugs and kisses, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye, guys.